What's up YouTube, Reggie here, back again with another video. Today I have the BlackBerry KEYone. I've had it for about 7 weeks. I really just want to ask a question. I want to find out, does this device live up to its price tag? Let's go. Alright guys, so I've had the BlackBerry KEYone for about 2 months as my daily driver, and overall my experience with it has been really good. The build and the battery life are just really fantastic. You know, it's nice, it's weighty, it's thick, it's durable. I really like how it feels in the hand. It feels really premium. So the rubberized back kind of provides a good traction, and you can use this device without a case, you know, if you want to. And I really like that. The bottom firing speaker is loud, it's audible. You know, overall, the KEYone is a very masculine looking device, and I like the way it looks. You know, regarding the screen, it's decent. The brightness is okay, and you know, out in the sun, you'll need to crank up the brightness to max, but you know, you'll be able to see everything. The aspect ratio is where things kind of get weird, and we have to remember what, you know, this device is geared towards. Watching videos in landscape mode, there's going to be some pillar boxing at the bottom, and you know, while the screen size is at 4.5 inches, it really can't compare to other devices or phablets like the Galaxy S8 Plus, but multitasking is still seamless, and especially due to the physical keyboard. Watching videos and messaging at the same time is no problem. With the KEYone, it doesn't feel like a small screen because of the physical keyboard versus, you know, a smaller device like an iPhone 7 or iPhone SE or Google Pixel. So the actual size is comparable to the Galaxy S8 Plus, and one-hand usage is okay. The thing is, it's a little bit tall, so reaching up to the top corner of the screen, it's going to be a little bit of a chore. You're going to have to do some, you know, finger gymnastics. Since the physical keyboard is in the way, you do have to reach or slide the phone down to reach the top corners of the screen. Typing with one hand is a little bit hard since you have to press the buttons, but luckily with the BlackBerry keyboard, you can swipe up and the word prediction makes it a lot easier. So onto the battery. The battery life on the KEYone is excellent. While I don't seem to get the incredible battery life that is claimed by others, it is solidly an all-day device, where, you know, I can consistently get about 6 to 7 hours of screen on time, depending on my usage. So, you know, if I'm at work and I don't really have the screen on, but I am, you know, streaming music and, you know, once in a while watching a YouTube video, it'll be on the lower side, let's say 6. But if I'm during the weekend, let's say I'm using it, you know, pretty hard, watching YouTube videos, you know, chatting it up, messaging people, all those things, you know, you'll get upwards of, you know, 7 hours. So normally, you know, I end the day with about 20 to 30% left. The battery performance is definitely one of the biggest selling points, given that it has the Snapdragon 625 processor. So now, speaking of the processor, the performance of the KEYone is something, it's something a great debate, you know. I consider myself a little bit of a heavy user, so the performance isn't what I'm used to normally when you have a flagship phone. You know, my other phone is a Galaxy S8 Plus, and that thing, for the most part, it flies. You know, apps open really fast, everything's very snappy. But with the KEYone, I didn't have that type of smooth snappiness that I'm used to with a flagship. So, you know, in my usage, normal everyday tasks of watching YouTube, you know, social media, messaging on various texting apps, streaming music, you know, browsing the web, taking pictures, you know, it was just fine. You know, the loading times, it's a little bit slower than other devices that I have. And, you know, I do have some issues when I'm playing Pokemon Go with a lot of other apps running in the background. You know, that might be due to only the 3 gigabytes of RAM that you're provided. But the cool thing is, you know, if I'm doing something kind of heavy or extensive, all I have to do is just close the apps running in the background, and, you know, it's a lot smoother afterwards. So a second issue that I have with the BlackBerry KEYone is that when I am, you know, in a meeting and I kind of put my phone away for 2-3 hours and I come back, I have all these notifications built up. It just gets really choppy and it just slows down. That is probably one of the most annoying things for me. Everything is cool once I start going through my notifications and clearing things out, but that is just, that's something I really don't like. So regarding the camera, it is a really good shooter. I feel like this aspect should have been marketed better, as, you know, I think it's one of the best qualities of the KEYone. Sharing the same sensor as a Pixel You know, pictures come out very detailed, very crisp. Image processing is well balanced, and pictures have a good saturation and sharpening. The front-facing camera is decent and doesn't mask your face with any beauty modes. And you know, low light performance is decent. The video quality is okay, and the lack of image stabilization at when you're shooting in 4K or at 1080p at 60 frames per second is very apparent. So one of my favorite features about the BlackBerry KEYone is that if you're trying to get a more cinematic look, you have the option to shoot at 24 frames per second, which is really cool. I like that. One of my gripes with the BlackBerry KEYone is that you cannot shoot in RAW mode. If you are kind of a shutterbug like me, you like to shoot in RAW mode, you want to go and edit your pictures in Snapseed or Adobe Lightroom or Photoshop or any of those, you want to capture your photos in RAW mode. I mean, that's just, I just want to put my personal touch on them, bump up the contrast, tinker with the exposure, just make it, the perfect picture for me. But as someone who really loves to take pictures, I find myself not wanting to pick up the KEYone and shoot off some photos because I can't edit them. And that is very sad because I feel like the camera on the KEYone, it has a lot of potential, but I need that feature. That is just one of the main features that I need. So if you guys want a more in-depth look of the camera, I put together some samples a few weeks ago on the YouTube channel Phone Tech at Work. So go ahead and I'll provide a link in the description below. You guys go ahead and check out their content. They got a lot of good stuff. Go ahead and check them out and like and subscribe them. So I can't do a full review without talking about the physical keyboard. This is the one reason that you will buy the KEYone. If you're either, nostalgic about being able to press an actual keyboard and feel some buttons and hear some clicking, this is the reason why you buy it. The keyboard is clicky, it's responsive, and it feels premium. The cool thing about the KEYone is that the spacebar key, it doubles as a fingerprint sensor. So I really love that about the keyboard. So the utility of having a keyboard, it's just insane. Ranging from all the shortcuts you can set to using the keyboard while typing and having all the control functions. My home screen is literally like, there is barely anything on it. You can't see any icon besides the dialer and Google Chrome. I have everything set up to keyboard shortcuts. I really love that about the KEYone. I just press a button, boom, it goes in. I did a short video on some productivity tips you can do with the BlackBerry KEYone. Check out the link in the description below. There's some cool things you can do with the keyboard, and that's one of the main selling points of this device. So go ahead and check that one out. The great thing about the KEYone is that it's a capacitive keyboard, so it lets you scroll through all your content. You're going through your Twitter, you're scrolling through your emails, Facebook, Instagram, and you don't have to touch the screen to scroll through all your stuff, and I really like that. So the one thing about having a physical keyboard is that it may not necessarily be faster than having like an on-screen keyboard like Gboard or SwiftKey, but it's definitely more accurate and it's more efficient. I've gotten to the point where I don't have to look at the keys to type anything, and really you can do all these cool things with like control functions like you would as a computer. So you can select everything using the keyboard. You can, Control C to copy, Control V, Control C to cut or paste. The sky's kind of the limit with all the productivity functions you have, with this device. So here are some of my takeaways with the BlackBerry KEYone. It's not for people who need a big screen. It's not for people who consume a lot of media, and it's not for people who watch a lot of videos. It's not for someone who's kind of an avid gamer and you need the best GPU and you need the best CPU. The KEYone is definitely for the productivity-minded user, who values the utility of the keyboard, the excellent battery life, the great camera performance. My favorite aspect of this phone is, how unique it is in a marketplace that is full of devices that are, more of the same, just a slab of screen, and they all do basically the same thing. So I really like being unique. When I take out this phone, people are just like, whoa, you have a BlackBerry? Like, they still have phones? Like, what are you doing? Anyways, so I'm kind of in a weird place with this device. I really like it. I love all the productivity functions. I love typing away and, going so fast, typing or writing up scripts or, jotting down emails or notes. I really love that about this device. But The thing where it falls short is that there's only 3 gigs of RAM, and the processor, you know, while it's good for medium to light users, I feel like it just doesn't keep up with the kind of speed that I'm used to, and I really wish that BlackBerry would release a device that had higher specs, maybe a little bit higher price point. What, $650, $700, you know, I would be okay with that. And you know, then it would have a winner. It would definitely have a winner if it had an updated processor, an AMOLED screen, some more RAM. And that makes sense for, you know, someone who's, I guess, a businessman, and you know, they want their phones to run flawlessly, without lag, without any stutters. So this one, I'm sure it's great for people who are medium to light users, but for me, it's just, if you're a heavy user, I don't think you should get the KEYone. If you are a light user, you know, you don't do much, you scroll through your Instagram and Twitter, and then you know, text your friends, text your boss, shoot off something else, and that's it, then I would definitely recommend it. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. This is Reggie U, and I'm signing out. Take care, guys.